What is up, guys? My name is Anime Cheer here, and welcome back to a new story. Story of what if the third Okage, Horizon Saratoga, the professor, teaches a new origin of the Sannins, taking place instead in Team 7, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Before I begin the storyline, I would like to have my AI generated voice go over the details of what will happen, and then the AI generated voice will go over the storyline of the what if itself. Everything is split up into one, so I hope you enjoy this. Like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below if you're new and enjoy the lovely story, or the definition, or, and I quote, what's going to happen. Or yeah.
Premise: what if the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, the professor, the teacher of the original Sannin, took a personal interest in Team 7, seeing echoes of his past students? Instead of assigning Kakashi, he decides to mentor them directly, forging them into a new generation of legends. The setup: after the academy graduation, Hiruzen sees something in the new generation. He senses a similar potential in Team 7 as he once did in Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru. Naruto, energetic, unpredictable, and underestimated, much like young Jiraiya. Sasuke, cold, calculating, and immensely talented, mirroring Orochimaru's genius. Sakura, the studious, sharp-minded kunoichi, brimming with potential like Tsunade. Hiruzen makes a bold choice: he will train them himself. The training under the professor. Phase 1, Foundation of Legends. Hiruzen takes them back to basics with ruthless perfectionism, chakra control, hand seals, elemental affinity discovery, and high-level genjutsu detection. He teaches each of them a unique path based on their affinity and personality. Evolution of Team 7. Naruto, the will of fire incarnate. Element: wind plus fire. Focus: ninjutsu and senjutsu. Special move: mastery of shadow clones plus wind style, Rasen Shuriken. Mentor path: Hiruzen trains him to balance raw power with wisdom, giving him deep insight into the will of fire. Sasuke, the cold flame of Konoha. Element: lightning plus fire. Focus: Genjutsu, advanced Sharingan training, and cursed seal control. Special move: Chidori mastery, fire style, dragon flame barrage, genjutsu specialization. Mentor path: Hiruzen teaches him control and philosophical purpose to avoid walking Orochimaru's path. Sakura, the blossom of battle. Element: earth plus water. Focus: chakra control, medical ninjutsu, super strength. Special move: diamond healing mark. Mentor path: Hiruzen molds her into a perfect balance between intellect and power. She becomes the first true battle medic of her age. The missions. Hiruzen sends them on increasingly dangerous missions. Protecting the fire daimyo. Assassination of a rogue jonin from the mist. Suppression of an early Akatsuki outpost. Their teamwork, combat awareness, and strategy evolve rapidly. Hiruzen's guidance brings out the best in them and delays or completely diverts events like Sasuke's defection never happens. Naruto doesn't need the Nine Tails as a crutch. Sakura reaches high-level Jonin class by age 15. The new Sannin title. After a mission where Team 7 defeats 3 dangerous rogue S-rank ninja threatening to start a war between Konoha and Iwa, the world takes notice. The daimyo of Fire Country himself gives them the title. The new Sannin of the Leaf, forged by the professor, destined to shape the world. Butterfly effects. Akatsuki targets Team 7 early due to their rising fame. Orochimaru seeks Sakura's body instead of Sasuke's. Danzo views Hiruzen as a threat again and acts earlier. Naruto masters Sage Mode and Rasen Shuriken before Shippuden. Sasuke becomes a loyal shadow to Naruto's light, acting as Hokage's enforcer instead of a rebel. Legacy. Hiruzen Sarutobi, once seen as a fading relic, is now hailed as the greatest shinobi teacher in history. Team 7 carries on the legacy not as broken rivals, but as a true legendary team, one that redefined what it means to protect the village. Chapter 1: The Professor's Choice. The wind whispered through the aged trees of the Sarutobi estate as the third Hokage, Horizon Saratoga, sat alone in his study. Incense burned softly beside ancient scrolls, tomes filled with history, war, and prophecy. His eyes, old but sharp, drifted toward a framed photo on his desk. 3 young faces stared back at him: Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Orochimaru. The original Sannin. His greatest pride. And deepest regret. He folded his hands, brows furrowed. Another graduation. Another generation of hopeful genin. Yet this time, something tugged at him. A feeling he hadn't had in decades. Uzumaki Naruto. Uchiha Sasuke. Haruno Sakura. He said the names aloud, letting them settle into the air. A spark. Each of them so different. Yet together, they reminded him of them. His old team. Reckless, broken, brilliant. He wouldn't make the same mistake again. This time, he wouldn't send them off with a jonin and watch from a distance. This time, he would guide them, with his own hands. Konoha Academy courtyard, the next day. Excitement filled the air. The fresh genin stood in lines, chatting nervously. They waited to meet their assigned jonin senses. Team after team was called, and then, Team 7, Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura. Report to the Hokage Tower. Directly. Whispers broke out. The Hokage? That's their sensei? No way. Even Naruto blinked. Wait. The old man? Hokage Tower, private training room. The heavy doors creaked open. Naruto stumbled in first, loud as ever. Oi! Old man, where's our sensei? Sasuke followed, silent but alert. Sakura bowed politely, her eyes wide with curiosity. At the far end stood Hiruzen, not in robes, but in training gear, his staff slung across his back. The shadows of the past danced behind his wise gaze. Welcome, Team 7, he said, voice firm and commanding. From this moment on, I will be your instructor. The silence was immediate. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. Why us? Hiruzen smiled thinly. Because you carry more than potential, you carry Konoha's future. And I won't let that future slip through my fingers again. He turned and tossed a scroll on the ground. It unfurled with seals, diagrams, chakra paths, each one advanced and beyond genin level. Training starts now. No bell test. No introductions. Show me your strength, or show me the door. The first trial, mind, body, and spirit. Trial 1, mind, strategy under fire. They were thrust into a room filled with illusory traps. Genjutsu beasts leapt from the shadows. Clones turned on them. Sakura's knowledge and quick thinking kept them alive. Genjutsu relies on misdirection, Hiruzen called. Counter with focus and logic. Sakura's mind became a weapon. Trial 2, body, endurance of will. An old battleground, Hiruzen made them carry stone logs across a valley while dodging kunai launched by hidden scroll traps. Naruto fell again and again, but each time, he stood up, eyes blazing. I don't give up. Believe it. Hiruzen smiled beneath his beard. Good. Because the will of fire never dies. Trial 3, Spirit, Unity and Chaos. A mock battle. The 3 against the third Hokage. Sasuke was fast. His Sharingan activated mid-fight out of pure instinct. He parried the Hokage's attacks, but couldn't land a hit. Naruto used clones to try and overwhelm, but Hiruzen saw through it, countering with Earth-style walls and fire dragons. Sakura channeled chakra into her fists, nearly shattering a boulder Hiruzen used as cover. Then, as they coordinated without words, covering each other's weaknesses, Sacrificing for one another, Hiruzen finally called, "Enough." Smoke cleared. The trio stood, panting, scraped, bruised, but smiling. That evening, Hawkage Monument overlook. They sat atop the stone faces of past Hawkage. The setting sun bathed them in gold. Hiruzen stood behind them, hands behind his back. "You three are rough, raw, and reckless. But so were the greatest before you." He walked forward and placed a hand on each of their shoulders. "If you accept, I will train you. Not as mere genin, but as my final legacy. You will learn forbidden techniques, ancient wisdom, the strength to carry this village on your backs." Naruto looked up, wide-eyed. "You mean, like the Sannin?" Hiruzen smiled. "No. Greater than the Sannin." Sajik's eyes burned with ambition. Sakura's heart raced. Together, they nodded. Closing scene, in the shadows. Far from the village, in the gloom of the forest, a lone figure watched a crystal ball. Danzo's single eye narrowed. "So, the professor wants to create another generation of gods." He turned toward a root agent. "Accelerate the plan. We may need to cut his experiment short."
Enjoy chapter 1 of this story. Love you guys so very much. Bye.